So, today I wanted to kind of detour away from the analytical perspective of calisthenics and more so the philosophical ideologies and essentially what permeates or I guess like incentivizes my journey. And I'm thinking about this, and it really does come down to this notion of satisfaction. Me being rather goal orientated, or at least that is what has been driving me since the beginning, was just the goals of getting the planche and getting the front lever, just the fundamental skills of calisthenics, and just going from there. But at the very beginning of my planche journey, I think it was like my third video. I mentioned that my goal was to get a 5 second straddle planche and just stop there and work on bench, work on all the weighted movements so that I can improve my baseline strength. And it's because, in essence, I really do enjoy weights. I really like the movements, and it was like that sense of sacrifice that I needed to give myself, because with the planche, with how demanding it is, I simply could not do the other movements as I guess I just couldn't invest as much time into those factors. And I got the 5 second straddle planche. I achieved it. It was a pretty decent hold, albeit like my form wasn't the best, but it still was a 5 second straddle planche hold. If my prior self from the very start of this journey were to see that, I would be satisfied. But once I got there, once I achieved that goal, being rather goal orientated, I was not satisfied at all. I got the hold, and my goals have shifted, or at least they've shaped, and they continue to mold as I progress. It's almost like the goal is a never-ending journey or never-ending destination that I will not get. And I don't know if this is a healthy way of looking at this journey. And it seems rather superficial to say, oh, because of this, I'm going to change my ideals. I'm instead going to look at the journey as something to appreciate and keep as my focus. That is simply I can't come to terms with in one day, or just like in 30 minutes, or even like a good 2 months. This takes time. This is what has established my ideology, and this is what has essentially functioned as the incentive of my whole workout. Why I work out is because I want to get these goals. I wanted to achieve these numbers or like these skills. So the fact that I have achieved some of these objectives and I'm still not satisfied is something that I think needs to be addressed. Why is it that I don't feel satisfied, and why is it that I am always hungry to just keep progressing and keep progressing? I'm not sure whether this stems down to the idea of happiness. I don't really know if I am happy that I've achieved these goals. Okay. Actually, I'm definitely happy I can do a 5 second straddle planche hold, but I'm nowhere near as happy as I would have been if I were to achieve that way before. So when I first started the planche journey, I think this ideal happiness that I've imposed on myself is so much less compared to actually achieving it. Because it's like I have the strength to do the planche. I have the strength to do like a half lace straddle front lever. Now what? There's only one way up now. I just got to keep progressing. But it just seems a bit unhealthy to see that this is how I'm going to perceive every single objective that I achieve. If my goal next year is to achieve a Maltese, and I get that, am I not going to be satisfied? Am I going to just be like, oh, let's go for one day and just keep grinding again and just not feel as motivated? Okay, so when I consider this motivation factor, I don't really focus on motivation as something to drive me. I use commitment, because I know that motivation is just not going to take me that far. And also, I just really enjoy working out. I enjoy calisthenics. I enjoy the journey, but that still does not discredit the fact that I'm not really feeling satisfied with my current basis. You know, I could probably extrapolate this to other fields, and in general for the natural human, it seems like that idea of trying to reconcile the notions of satisfaction is something that's very difficult. It's confusing, and again, like, it just comes down to every single discipline in life, whether it be your career, your hobbies, or just like academic wise. It's hard to see that you come to a point, you become satisfied, because over time I've developed the idea that satisfaction is a stance of complacency. If you are satisfied, you're complacent, and hence you will not want to, you'll feel comfortable and you won't want to progress at all. You won't give yourself any of the challenges or any of the incentive to progress. And that is something that I fear. So now there's a strong disparity between, I guess, like, not being satisfied versus being complacent. Would you rather never be satisfied and just keep progressing, but just not feel the happiness that comes with like that initial initial drive? Or do you want to achieve something, be very happy, and end it there? And I guess the best way would probably be to have a balance. Once you achieve your goal, be satisfied, be happy. However, don't dismiss the fact that you want to progress more. And while it does seem like a very idealistic mindset, it is something I think every athlete should try and at least develop. And while I say this in the mindset that I haven't even achieved this either, I think this is something I'm going to try and work on. I want to be able to appreciate that I am progressing, and appreciate the the achievements that I've formed. So yes, I can do a straddle plunge for 5 seconds now. Yes, I can do like a half lace straddle front lever, and I've achieved these goals. I should be happy at least. And so in the future, I'm going to try and reevaluate how to approach these kinds of incentives, those objectives, just like that mindset, and hopefully go from there in a more healthy way of perceiving working out. So yeah, that's basically it, and I'll finish it off here.